Hey, everybody, we did it. We made it to Friday. Welcome to Friday, August 29th, 2025. It's been a weird week. It ended last couple of days. The news has not been good. It's been pretty grim, but we have a bunch of stories from that. We have some stories from some other things. We will go over all of them, and then we will wrap them all up tomorrow for the show on the weekly update. So thank you for those of you that showed up for the evening update today. There are many things you could do with your Friday. I appreciate you sharing them with me. But let's get it pulled up real quick. First thing we got is our section on immigration. It's a lot shorter than it normally is, which I guess is a good thing. Or it's because the news cycle has been overwhelmed by other stories at the moment. But right now, they're doing it. Greece. So we start with an international immigration story, guys. Greece is now arresting all asylum seekers arriving illegally in the country and sending them straight to detention. I wonder where they got that idea from. What do you think? Do you think maybe they took a card out of our deck? Yeah. My son just said, yeah. I think they did, guys. But they're arresting people, sending them straight to detention, guys. The Greece government is warning that there is an invasion into Europe. Again, where do you think we heard that language before? Hey, how's it going, Karen? You know what? Cheers. Cheers, Karen. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, Shell, we did do it. We made it to the end of the week. We survived yet another one, guys. But yeah, weird. They're declaring an invasion into Europe. It almost sounds like when we declared an invasion into the United States, and then we started arresting people and actually holding people accountable. And then we started to see things improve along our borders. Maybe, just maybe, Greece is starting to realize that they're a little bit kind of screwed at this point in Europe and that they should start doing something about it. We also did it. Yes, Crispy, good to see you. I got your meme, Crispy, and it is included at the very end. Miss Pac-Man. Ugh, what a floozy. Anyways, we'll get to that later. Next story is from Libs of TikTok, guys. Holy hell. ICE just arrested an illegal alien gang member and convicted pedophile. I'll add the rest because she didn't. Who was living inside of a daycare in Gavin Newsom's California. Yeah, Gavin, do you have any comments on this? This kind of seems a little bit sketchy, maybe, for somebody who's saying that they don't need the help of federal law enforcement, who's trying to say that Trump isn't doing any good, and who's trying to say they have all their shit together and they should control our country in 2028. Mr. Newsom, I would like to know, why do we have pedophiles living in daycare facilities? Now, this might have been a house where a daycare facility was run out of, but this seems incorrect. I don't think that we should have this. Do you? PD's awesome. Appreciate it. Crispy. Yay. Karen, the devil is a Democrat. That's right, guys. If you haven't checked out Tom McDonald's song, he is fighting back and forth with Eminem for the top spot on the hip hop Billboard chart. So go ahead and download that on iTunes if you haven't already and support our boy Tom. Gotta love him. Tom and Nova making great work. Caddis, you made it. Good to see you. Good to see you in the audience again. Appreciate it. Hey man, if you ever need anything, just reach out, please. You're always in our thoughts. And last, I threw a meme. I have a couple of memes kind of stitched into some of these stories because, well, they're funny and they apply to the section. So for an immigration meme, guys, we have Trump unveils the wheel of random country that you will be deported to. This is in response to Maryland man potentially being deported to Africa, which I don't know if you guys think it's as funny as I do, but I kind of do. If you don't want to get deported to a random country on this wheel and you prefer your home country, I recommend you stay home and don't come here. I really like the idea of just deporting people not to their home country, but to some random place as far away from their home country as possible, anywhere else on the planet. I think it's a great idea. I love to see it. Linda, hello. Good to see you. Gardner, also good to see you. California is an option as a foreign country. You know what? I agree. We should just deport them all to California and then just like saw it off like a cartoon. Just push it out to sea. Cue the Wheel of Fortune music. No, I won't have the Wheel of Fortune music here because it'll get my stream demonetized, Karen. Some Karen in the chat will report it and it will be taken down. The arrow is on California. It kind of is on California, but it almost seems like it's on Yemen. I'm just saying, like, which would you rather be deported to, Yemen or California? That's actually a tougher question than it should be. I grew up in California. I think at this point, I think I'd just like a change of scenery. You can deport me to Yemen over California, guys. But we're going to exit immigration real quick, and we're going to head into the economy, guys. This just posted this evening at 4:27 p.m. Roz alerts. Spirit Airlines, known for its cheap flights, prices, and overpriced baggage fees, and other services, filed for Chapter 11, guys. Let's just all say sayonara, guys. Chapter 11, bankruptcy protection for Spirit Airlines. Where are we going to get our Waffle House 2 a.m. fights in the skies if Spirit Airlines goes away? Somebody's going to have to fill that niche. So if you out there are looking to be an entrepreneur, you need to find a way to allow Waffle House 2 a.m. fights in the skies once Spirit Airlines is gone. So someone out there with a business idea, you need to start this new business and take Spirit Airlines' place. It's sad to see, guys. It's sad to see. But further in our economy and Doge section, guys, conservative alternative. Sam here is posting Doge alert. President Trump calls out the king of NGO corruption himself, George Soros, for potential RICO violations, guys. How long have we been saying that George Soros is just an evil piece of shit, that he should be held accountable, that he's terrible? He's an evil, evil person, guys. But guess what? Finally, potential RICO violations. Do you guys support this? Do you think this is a good idea? I think it's wonderful. What do you guys? Leave it in the chat real quick. The work of Soros is closely connected to the corruption uncovered by Doge at USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development. The corrupt organization that was a front for the CIA and apparently people like Mr. Soros here, or sorry, Demon Soros. I don't really know how you should refer to him, but Demon Soros and those at USAID, guys, accountability is coming. Trump truthed out that George Soros and his wonderful radical leftist son should be charged with RICO because of their support for violent protests and much more all throughout the United States of America. We are not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore, never giving it so much as a chance to breathe and be free. Soros and his group of psychopaths has caused great damage to our country. That includes his crazy West Coast friends. Be careful, we're watching you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, guys, Soros has been connected with the Tides Foundation and many other organizations, guys, all over, doing so much evil and bad, undermining our country, undermining other countries, currency manipulation. He's made so much money, guys, just manipulating Forex, the foreign exchange. He crashes countries' economies to make money. This is not a good guy. He just isn't. So thank you, Sam, for that. And another post from him, Doge Alert, last night, President Trump issued his first pocket rescission in decades to impound $4.9 billion in foreign aid. This is a historic moment, guys. This is the last time the pocket rescission was used was under H.W. Not W, but Herbert Walker, his father. And you can see here, I'll bring it up bigger. It's kind of still hard to read, but in accordance with Section 1012A of the Congressional Budget and Impound Control Act of 1974, I herewith report 15 rescissions of budget authority totaling $4.9 billion. The purpose of the rescission is affect programs of the Department of State, as well as the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the International Assistance Programs. The details of these rescissions are set forth in the attached enclosure. Guys, this is 100% what I voted for. Is it also what you voted for? Do you like to see things like this? Executive authority being wielded to make real change. We were always told the president can't do this. They're not a king. They're not a dictator, but apparently there is legal precedent and ability for them to do a whole hell of a lot. So then you have to ask yourself, why didn't any of the previous presidents do it themselves? Why was the last time this used with HW? Our Muppet. Fantastic. Shell. I don't know what that's in reference to, but we'll go with it. We move. Oh, Crispy. Crispy, yes. Our Muppet. Crispy. Fantastic. We move on from government and, the economy and Doge into the crime and law enforcement section. Very brief here as well today. Again, guys, the news cycle over the last 2 days was dominated by just one story. I know that you're going to hate to see it, but we will review it real quick. Right now, in crime and law enforcement, a federal grand jury just indicted 2 California medical workers on felony charges that were caught on video assaulting ICE agency. Yeah, fuck around, find out, guys. Just because you're a doctor or a nurse doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. If you want to be a progressive idiot, you can go be a progressive idiot on camera. And when we catch you on camera, we will gladly hold you accountable. It's a shame to see that we have some random nurses that are the first people to be accountable. I'd rather see some politicians maybe that would be held accountable, but we do need accountability overall. So Jose de Jesus Ortega and Danielle Nadine Deville. Why are these like random Hispanic names? Anyways, now face up to 8 years in federal prison. Yeah, just watch what they're doing, guys. They are straight up obstructing. The ICE agents were attempting to get into this medical office to detain and arrest a criminal alien, and these workers at the medical office were attempting to obstruct. So good job. Good job. Yep, good job, guys. You're idiots. You went through a lot of medical school, and you're still retarded. So you're going to get arrested, and you might face a lot of time in prison for virtue signaling. Congratulations, you played yourself. We're going to move on. Rosler's President Donald Trump is preparing to deploy hundreds of DHS agents to Chicago, Illinois. Not that I think we're confused at all about where Chicago is, but to assist with mass deportation operations. Guys, yeah, go to Dearborn. I like that first comment there. American woman, good job. In fact, if I'm not following you, I'm just going to follow you based on that. I'm already following. We follow each other. That makes a lot of sense, actually. But American woman here, top comment. Yeah, go to Dearborn. That's a good place to start. Dearborn, Michigan. Yep. Me when illegals are getting deported, guys. Bye. Like, I just don't know what you want. Like, you want to F around, find out. That's what you're going to do. But Chicago is going to get federal agents, whether the mayor wants them or not, because the blue mayor wants the crime to continue. If you've looked at the last couple of days, the Democrats have come out in favor of crime. Think about that, guys. You're voting for Democrats. Not any of you. I know you guys are all way too smart for that. But for anyone else that might accidentally stumble on this video and make it this far, you're voting for Democrats. And they're defending crime, which is hurting your communities. Stop doing that. If you do the same thing over and over and expect different results, you're insane or retarded. Don't be either one. It's not good for you. Last thing in crime and law enforcement, guys, this is insane. California or California or Gavin Newsom's playground or whatever you want to call it, if it wasn't already just totally fucked, we have California Bill AB 495 will allow strangers to remove children from school and daycare without parents being notified. I'm pretty sure this means, so if you look down in the comments, let's see. Yeah. So as we see here with Gardner. Yeah. Why exactly, Karen? Why? Well, let's delve into that. The bill expands who can sign caregiver authorization affidavit to include non-relative or extended family member defined as someone with a pre-existing mentoring relationship with the child or their family. So great Aunt Karen's husband can sign. Well, my point that I made was how long until teachers are signing? How long until a teacher is signing to remove a kid from class to get them, what's their stupid term for it? To affirm their gender or affirm their beliefs that they've been indoctrinated with in class. So because now they'll have a mentoring relationship because they're a teacher, that they can sign a student out and hide things from the parents, as if public schools weren't already indoctrination centers and they weren't already screwed up enough. California is trying to make this law, guys. They are trying to make it so that they can remove your child from school or daycare without parents being notified. As a parent, I would be in jail, guys. I would be livid if I found out that this was happening. People would probably not be on this earth anymore if this happened with my kids. Like, they are constantly pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable, and somebody is going to snap. Artemisia says that should be illegal. That's 100% not okay. Yeah, but the crazy thing is they're trying to make it legal. If anyone came to take my child other than me and sign responsible person, I want to know they'll have no kneecaps. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. They just want chaos, the same as neutering of the police. Correct, Karen. Correct. Crispy says California is crazy. Let's build a wall and name it Northern Mexico. Yes, I completely agree. Guys, we're going to get into the main story of the last couple of days, and it is a dark, fucked up story. Minneapolis, guys. Church. Kids praying in the morning. 2 murdered. A bunch of others injured. What happened? Linda says the woke is not going to win. Guys, they don't like guns either. That's the funny thing. The people that want to push this stuff, like maybe not this story, this person had guns, but the last story, they don't like guns. California wants to not have them. They want to take them from you. I will tell you, they will have an uprising they have never seen before if they try and mess with people's kids in that way. It's just not going to end well. But this, guys, you have FBI is investigating the Minneapolis church shooting as an act of domestic terrorism and a targeted hate crime against Catholics. It's about time that Christians started seeing this level of hate crime protection. It's basically been the Muslims, only the Jews, and a few others, but Christians have been the laughingstock of the law enforcement community. White men, Christians. No one gives a shit about them, right? But now, finally, we're seeing some motion where they're saying it's a hate crime against Catholics, really Christians, but Catholics. Authorities confirmed 2 young victims, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, were tragically killed, while 17 others, including 14 children and 3 adults, sustained injuries. I think it's pretty safe to say that it was targeted terrorism against Christians. The dude wrote, "Where is your God?" on one of the magazines. FBI is investigating the church shooting as a hate crime. No confirmation at this time. The FBI is classifying it as an act of domestic terrorism. Yeah, guys, you can see things like this. This person was unhinged. They try and tell you that this was a Trump supporter. Like, if you look at the progressives and their media, they're trying to spin this to where this was a Trump supporter. This was a conservative Republican. This was somebody who was of the right. Don't believe the Mockingbird media, guys. We are the media now. You're here because just by reading on X, the #1 news site in the world, just by ingesting information and processing information, I am more reliable than the mainstream media, guys, which is tragic. But yeah, detransition horror show for real, Karen. Look at the things that they're posting. And like this person pointed out, Libs of TikTok said, like, hey, FBI, this person might be a person of interest. Maybe. If you're posting stuff like this to social media, death before transition. The question is why? Have you ever wondered why they are so vehemently attached to this religion? Why is it that they're finding so much identity in this community to where they're willing to post this? If you or me posted this picture without the trans flag, but just this picture, and said death before anything, do you think we would be walking free? Obviously, these people are upset. They're obviously quite unhinged. And as Mike Engelman posts, what kind of Catholic helps their child transition, guys? The angry, white, female, urban liberal. So I pointed this out. This mother helped. This mother also worked at the school where this idiot asshole man opened fire, killing 2 kids. The mother of the lone gunman who killed 2 students and injured 17 others was an employee at the school. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Everyone that I posted that responded to my post today said that this person was a Republican. This person is as much a Republican as, any of the rhinos that are Republican in name only. This woman is a Catholic supporting her son in this gender transition, is not a conservative, is not a Catholic. It is definitely not worthy of being free. Bad Hombre had a nice response here. You see Aaron here, this wonderful human being. We are the only country on earth where children regularly get shot in school and people are shot in their place of worship. It doesn't have to be this way. Gun violence in America is a policy choice, and I'm ready to make a different one. Let's end gun violence. Sounds good. But Bad Hombre also responds with, we're the only country where children are allowed to be force-fed SSRIs, anti-androgens, GnRH analogs, and are subject to Frankenstein surgeries where white liberal mothers, desperate to raise their social credit score among their equally insufferable, miserable peers. Yep. Yeah, it's almost like we have a mental health problem. Artemisia says there is some serious mental health issues that are not being cared for in our country. Yes, that is 100% true. We have declassified this from the DSM. We have tried to be accommodating. We have tried to be inclusive. Inclusion is not a strength, guys. It's not. Things that are unhinged or crazy should be called unhinged or crazy. Linda says protection is needed for the warped evil work ideology, especially when they give the mentally ill individuals medications that warp their minds and step up their violent behavior. Yeah, guys, if you notice, most of the mass shootings that are committed in schools and by trans people, what drugs are they on? It's a good question. We'll address that here in a second, guys. Just a second, Linda. You're a little bit ahead of me. We'll get to that in just a minute. We'll cover that. Nick Sortor says the Minneapolis police chief says they have no motive, guys, in the school shooting by a trans coward. You got to be kidding me. All anti-Christian, anti-God writings don't give away the motive. Total bullshit, which I agree. Let's watch this real quick.
So the question was on a possible motive and a relationship to the church or to the school. I have no information to share on a motive other than saying, again, that there was some sort of manifesto that was timed to come out on YouTube. It's been taken down, and our investigators are going through that to try and develop a motive from that. Additionally, there are these 3 search warrants happening in residential locations.
I'm sorry.
And we may very well,
No motive. They don't know motive right off the top of their heads. They can't figure it out right away. Trans person shoots Catholic church full of kids. They can't figure that out. Political statements written on magazines, posted on video on their social media. They can't figure that out. This person shouldn't be a police chief. This person's a frickin' retard. That's all there is to it.
find more information or writings that could give some sense to that, but we don't have that now.
Because you're retarded, my guy. Like, we just don't have that now. I get it. There's an ongoing investigation, but you've got to be kidding me. You'd have to be brain dead to not understand the motive here.
And I cannot confirm a relationship between the suspect or his family and this church at this time, but that's obviously something we're looking very closely at.
Yeah, his mom worked there. We already know that. That's right, Karen. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Because there's a certain group of people that do have a mental health issue and they need to go to psycho ward, paddy wagon, straight jackets. Because everybody is jumping on this bandwagon and there's loss of life. And so it's a very sensitive discussion. But I don't care what group of people you are a part of. But I will say this. Mental institutions need to be a thing again.
I completely agree, Mr. Ant. I completely agree. Don't you guys? Don't you think we should make mental institutions great again? Honoring the victims of the tragedy in Minneapolis, guys, Trump ordered the flags of the United States shall be flown at half-mast at the White House and upon all public buildings and grounds as marked of respect for the victims of the senseless acts of violence perpetrated on August 27th in Minneapolis. Trump ordered the flags to half-staff, guys, because this was a tragedy. This was an act of terrorism, and we will mourn it as such. Karen says SSRIs. Again, you're ahead, Karen. You're ahead. Nothing to see here. Horrible what it did in Minneapolis, confused and had access to firearms. Yeah. Alerts need to be first alerted to proper authorities, just like fire alarms. It immediately deploy. Remember the Minority Report. Movie is needed now. Yeah, guys, with AI, I'm kind of surprised that doesn't already exist, other than they probably want this chaos, guys. But this is what we were talking about, guys. Karen, you were a few stories ahead, but that's okay. SSRIs, guys. We all know the problem is SSRIs. All the shooters have been on SSRIs. They're scrambling people's brains. They're doing horrible things to kids. Let's watch this.
I certainly consider mass shootings a health crisis, and we are doing for the first time real studies to find out what the etiology of that is. And we're looking for the first time at psychiatric drugs. You know, these kind of mass shooting, people have had guns in this country forever.
Yep.
When I was a kid, we had shooting clubs at our school. People, kids, my classmates, other people would bring a .22 rifle with their guns to school and park it in the parking lot. Nobody was shooting. So there's never been a time in America in the history of humanity and people walked into a crowd, into a church or a movie theater or a school or a crowd of strangers and just started randomly shooting. It's happening in our country.
Yep.
It's not happening around the world. And there are many other countries that have comparable levels of guns that we have in this country. We had comparable levels in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and people weren't doing that. Something changed, and it dramatically changed human behavior. And one of the culprits we need to examine is whether the fact that we are the most over-medicated nation in the world.
Yep.
And that a lot of those are psychiatric drugs that have black box warnings on them.
Yep.
That warn of suicidal and homicidal ideation. So we are doing those studies right now for the first time, and we will have an answer.
Yeah, guys, for the first time, you heard them. They haven't studied this before, but they're finally starting to do studies. Weird. Like, what might psychiatric medications and SSRIs, what might be the impact? I think it has a big impact because we've seen most of these school shooters and mass shooters, a lot of them are on SSRIs. Melinda says, thank you, Robert Kennedy. Yeah, I completely agree, guys. We need to do that work. Kash Patel posts, as we continue to investigate yesterday's barbaric attack from Robert Westman, the male subject. Daily Mail was a little bit confused about this, guys. They didn't seem to understand that the suspect was male, even though the suspect admitted that they were unhappy with their own self-brainwashing. Our teams have gathered information of evidence demonstrating this was an act of domestic terrorism fueled by hate-filled ideology. Some updates. They left multiple anti-Catholic, anti-religious references, both in his manifesto and written on his firearms. Subject expressed hatred and violence towards Jewish people, writing Israel must fall, free Palestine, and used explicit language related to the Holocaust. Wrote an explicit call for violence against President Trump on a firearm magazine. The FBI investigation is still ongoing, and we will employ all of our counterterrorism tools to ensure that this is fully investigated and deterred. So my big thing is, though, I don't have a lot of confidence, right? We still don't know shit about Mr. Crooks. We don't know shit about the Vegas shooters. We don't know shit about the second shooter for Trump. We don't know anything yet about most of these cases, and yet they're trying to tell us that we're going to find out more. I hope so. But, I don't see it, guys. I don't believe it. I'm not confident in it. And Derek Evans here points out the left wants to sue the gun manufacturers. So next time tranny commits a crime, we should sue the doctors and the pharmaceutical company who pumped them full of hormones. That only seems logically consistent, right, guys? If they're going to sue a gun manufacturer because somebody uses a gun in a crime, then we should sue the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors whenever a trans person commits a crime. That makes logical sense to me. Crispy says, I remember riding my Honda 80 over to my friend's house with my semi-auto 22 rifle when I was 13. Yeah. Guys, so many people used to drive to school. You would have gun racks in the back of cars. You would have shooting clubs at school. You would learn gun safety at school, guys. This is not new. What's new is the SSRIs. So we're going to get out of Minnesota, guys. I'm kind of done with it, but we get a little more into culture. Unfortunately, the first culture story I did put in this place because it is trans-related. More trans violence from Libs of TikTok. Stevie Wilkins, I'm not going to use their crazy name, was charged after allegedly trying to run over Border Patrol agents. Wilkins showed up on the scene where two illegals were being arrested and reportedly charged officers with his car. Committed apparently attempted homicide with a vehicle, so attempted vehicular homicide against Border Patrol agents because they were trying to defend some criminal aliens, guys. We've already covered that one. That was the craziness in California. Robbie Starbuck gives us an update, guys. Cracker Barrel, after a week of running our pressure campaign, Cracker Barrel finally caved and removed their LGBTQ and DEI page from their website. Let this be a message to all companies. It is now socially unacceptable to promote trans causes or DEI, and it is unacceptable to use our money for pride events. I could just end that statement there, right, guys? It is let me repeat that. It is now socially unacceptable to promote trans causes or DEI, and it is unacceptable to use our money for pride events. You could be next if you embrace wokeness. Now, the time to fix it. Conservative consumers will no longer fund companies who use our money to violate our values. Just be neutral on policies and social issues. You don't need to parrot our politics. Just stay out of politics and focus on core business. That's the path to greatness. First, 3 screenshots of yesterday. 4th is today. Check yourself, Cracker Barrel. It's my pleasure to deliver y'all another win for those of us who want sanity. Many more to come. Guys, definitely follow Robbie Starbuck. Follow his work. He is great. You can see there, thewaronchildren.com. Heritage Film. so many things that he's been doing, but he has exposed so much of the DEI bullshit. Yeah, definitely follow Robbie, support his work. I threw this in here because it just needed to be here after that culture just nonsense. Ted Nugent. We have nearly 100,000 pages in our law books today because we can't follow 10 laws on stone tablets. He's referring to the 10 Commandments, of course, and Christianity. But how true is this? How many laws, how many pages of laws do we have on the books because people can't follow the 10 Commandments? Can we not just pass the 10 Commandments as laws? I think we'd be better off for it. Karen says, thanks, Linda. Please repost the stream, everyone. That's right. I'm just about to get to that. So thank you again, Karen. You are ahead, and I love you for it. Linda says, yes, I did. Always appreciate your support. Tony Moon, one of my favorite accounts on X, guys. One of the OG rooftop Koreans from the 90s riots in Los Angeles. Myself and others from the 92 LA riots are living reasons why you need guns, preferably assault weapons, and lots of them. Jacob is the same bitch ass that cried in front of Floyd's casket like he really gave a fuck. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry calls for a ban on assault weapons. There's no reason. Oh, hey, we'll just watch this real quick. Part of it, at least.
Somebody else's, but as your own. Think of those last words that you had with your child just this morning before you sent them into school. You kissed them on the cheek. You got them set up with their shoes. You pushed them a pouch of applesauce.
I'm wondering why there's a desync between his mouth. Is he speaking a foreign fucking language?
Maybe these were little annoyances, but the truth is that there's this common...
This guy is a fucking little annoyance.
...and beautiful thing. We love our children. Make these changes not out of hate. Make them out of a simple and beautiful foundational love for our kids.
Nope. Sorry. Get fucked, nerd. Look, I love my kids. I do. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to strip your rights away because a criminal trans asshole committed an act that's already illegal. Who here? Raise of hands. Comment in the chat. Who here knows that turns out homicide is already illegal? I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Murder is already illegal. Does everybody understand that? Can I get a show of hands? Who in my audience, and I know all of you do because you're all smart. If you're in my audience, you're probably smarter than the average bear. Turns out murder is already illegal. Who knew? His fake crying was hilarious. Yeah, it was. Linda, thank you for the thumbs up. Guys, and as was just pointed out by Karen ahead of time, I actually have my own post in here as a self-advertisement. Guys, post out the live, please. Help more people see it. I appreciate your guys' support. I do. I love every one of you for it. But my name is Patrodad, and this is in reference to Troy McClure, by the way, from Simpsons. You may remember me from the evening update, the weekly update, the topic exchange, or Two Vets, One Gardener, which should be coming here very shortly. Guys, my current space schedule is quite busy. But we're here 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the evening updates. On Monday, we have Two Vets and a Gardener, 8:45 p.m. Tuesday, Topic Exchange, 8:45 p.m. And on Saturday, we're here for the weekly update. Not on this list because I am not a co-host. You have Shell and Christina have their Bible space on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. I've heard it's a really good one. I haven't had the opportunity to check it out myself, but definitely check them out. Shell and Christina are great friends of the channel, so support them, please. Right Angle News Network, guys, we're going to get out of that and into government. So a massive fistfight erupted at the Mexican Senate floor as senators clash over whether the U.S. should interfere to help combat Mexican cartels. Well, there's a little context note here. The PRI leader attacked the Senate president because he claims his party wasn't given the allotted time to speak before closing the session. Well, boo-hoo. But you can see here, they're going to get into some fisticuffs, some pushing. Grown men, guys. Grown men, full of emotions. In fact, this is a good advertisement for the Men's Empowerment Network. If you're a man going through some difficult times in your life, divorce, custody fights, whatnot, you need to learn to control your emotions because this bullshit is not tolerated in court. So go to my profile, go to men'sempowerment.network, find me, sign up for a consult, and I can help you go through it. I just finished a 2.5-year divorce and custody battle myself, came out with all of the best assets, came out with full custody of my kids, came out with 0 visitation for the mother, and it's wonderful because it's what's best for the kids. And it's because I was able to remain emotionally stable, unlike these clowns. Don't be an emotionally unstable man. It doesn't help you. As proven by this next story as well. Mr. Van Swal here, it has been further revealed that the man who set fire to an American flag outside the White House was also in Western North Carolina, who screamed at North Carolina Rep. Chuck Edwards at a town hall meeting. It's almost like it's a performance. It's almost like these ass clowns get paid to do it. Because it's my speculation that they do. Like I posted here, guys, I would be willing to wager that he was paid to do both. He tried to run for NC Senate before, apparently, says Data Republican. This was interesting. He won a primary in a crowded field. I'm going to try and find out who backed his run. That's a good thing to, let's look at that real quick. Do we have any follow-up? Mostly Act Blue. Oh, are we surprised at all to see that Act Blue was involved? Yeah, not surprised at all, guys. Also here in government, we see the CDC director, Susan Moretz, has been fired, and several other senior officials also reportedly resigned. Stepping down include the director of the CDC, the CDC's chief medical officer, and the head of CDC Zoonotic Disease Division. Put the vaccine down. That's a very good meme, Mr. Sam. Good work. President Trump.
People want to be our...
Pause. Thank you. President Donald Trump is the president of the American worker. This Labor Day, we are celebrating Made in America comeback. It's all theater club kids. Guys, even Tupac Shakur, the hardcore gangster rapper who got in a gunfight, who got shot to death in a East Coast versus West Coast battle with Biggie Smalls, turns out also a theater drama kid. I'll let you process that for a second, but we'll pull up this video and we'll watch it for just a second. Trump, everyone.
People want to be our partner. They want to be investing in the United States.
New companies from around the world are pledging to invest billions of dollars in the United States of America,
Made in
and
America.
our workforce.
He's keeping his promises to the American worker. He is the president of the American worker.
It's time to reclaim our heritage as a nation of builders.
When Americans see a beautiful bridge or a beautiful building, we all ought to look at it and say that was made with American hands and built with great American steel.
We have more investment in the United States right now than we've ever had before.
And every time you go to the store to purchase a product, you're no longer seeing made in China on the back. You are seeing made in America on the back.
President Trump's economy has already created 2 million jobs this year.
We are making it possible to build things in America again.
We've got over $10 trillion of factories that are going to be built in America.
He is leveling the playing field for the American worker and the American business owner.
We're seeing a manufacturing boom in this country because you have a president who's telling...
Did you not understand that I know the history of hip-hop, Karen? I grew up in California. I have California love. It's actually one of my favorite Tupac songs. But yeah, drama kid. It's hilarious.
People that if you want to sell to great American consumers, you've got to make it in America and use great American workers to do it.
We are seeing the exact kind of reshoring that President Trump wanted to see.
We are going to reward all of you for the great work that you're doing, and we're going to reward American companies for investing in American workers, not foreign workers, for a change.
To hear an announcement like this that's going to force the auto companies to build their assembly plants in the United States instead of right across the border in Mexico is music to our ears.
We're going to keep making investments right here in America. We're going to keep hiring in America.
Hell
and we're going
yeah.
to keep building technologies at the heart of our products
Hey, what's up, Flash? How you doing?
right here in America. because we're a proud American company and we believe deeply in the promise of this great nation.
Oof. Guys, the people that are running the White House media accounts, like, so good. So good, Linda. I agree, Linda. Linda, so much clapping. I love to see it. Benny Johnson, guys, President Trump has canceled Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. So it turns out, normally, as you know, I'll just read this. So Harris, as a former vice president, received 6 months of protection after leaving office, according to federal law. Makes sense, right? Checks with chart. Do you think that's where it stopped?
Nope.
Okay, cool. According to federal law, yep, but that period ended in July of 2021. However, her protection had been extended, on July 21st. Her protection had been extended for an additional year via a directive not made public until now. I'm sorry, what? Signed by then President Joe Biden shortly before leaving office, according to multiple people familiar with the undisclosed arrangement. Yes, she had an extra year. Why? Don't know. What would she be doing that she felt like she needed an extra year of protection? Well, guess what, Kamala? No, you don't. So, yep, that's what you get. No more Secret Service protection. Greg Abbott has officially signed the new U.S. House maps into law. Guys, this has upset Gavin Newsom. This has upset the progressives. This has upset everybody so much. Texas has redrawn their congressional districts. That's the story, guys. That's it. Suck it, nerds. I would love to see you try and redistrict. Go ahead. Make my day. Ending government, going into energy, guys. If you were here, there's so many great things that are happening. But we now have a single Falcon 9 booster that has launched and landed 30 times.
Two is in terminal guidance.
30 reuses of the same booster.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Oh, guys, I love to see it. You know what's crazy about this? They've reused this booster. This is now the 30th landing. That means 29 times they didn't have to make a new Falcon 9 booster. Each one of those has 9 engines. That's $261 million rocket engines that they didn't have to make. That's 261 rocket engines they didn't have to make. Do you think that's savings? Engines they didn't have to make. Do you think that savings is getting passed on to the customer? I think it is. Wonderful. I think it's so wonderful. In fact, let's follow it up with this story. We watched this launch together. We watched this launch together, guys. Just on, what was it? Probably Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. We watched the Starship launch together, guys. NASA Acting Administrator Sean Duffy, in 2027, we will return astronauts to the moon. That is 2 years from now, guys. We won yesterday's space race. We'll win today's space race again. With China, we will always win tomorrow's space race. SpaceX Starship test flight success moves us one step closer towards achieving that goal, guys. This is so awesome.
That's the SpaceX Starship mega rocket lifting off this evening from southern Texas on a test flight after 2 postponements. NASA is counting on Elon Musk's company
this stream was so much fun for me. I appreciate every one of you who was there.
Mark Strassman has tonight's Eye on America.
America, bitches.
SpaceX's Starship is the most powerful rocket ever built.
It's also the biggest flying object ever made. This thing is enormous. It is 30 feet wide and like 400 feet tall.
Riding with it, NASA's push to land astronauts back on the moon and win America's new space race with China.
Our hope is still 2027.
You think that's realistic?
I do.
U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is NASA's acting administrator. 4 years ago, NASA hired SpaceX to build a lunar lander version of Starship. But Duffy acknowledged a series of Starship in-flight failures and explosions earlier this year leave SpaceX behind schedule.
The U.S. has been to the moon already. Does it matter this time if the Chinese get there first? It does. So we won the first space race. We're going to win today's space race and tomorrow's space race.
We copy, get down, Eagle.
Guys, that is the best answer ever.
What?
American pride surged in 1969. History's first moonwalkers were Apollo 11 astronauts, rather than Soviet cosmonauts.
Yes.
More than a half-century later, NASA needs Starship's lunar lander to return astronauts to the moon's surface.
Yeah, guys, there's no other answer. We have to beat China. We have to beat everybody else. It'll be great. But you know what? We are wrapping up. We are getting into the meme section, guys, and this is one of my favorites. We will play this video here in just a second. There should be these should be vending machines. Let's go.
I swiped the EBT. It said decline. Girl, I ain't paying no cash. Hell no.
You ever been in a situation like this with a bonnet-wearing LaFonda? You're not racist.
Hold on. I just had to, I gotta go back to this. We gotta start this over.
I swiped the EBT. It said decline. Girl, I ain't paying no cash. Hell no.
You ever been in a situation like this with a bonnet-wearing LaFonda?
Also, why is it always multiple names stringed together? Like, why? Can we just name our people like Suzanne? Why does that have to be like Susan Akoniqua? Like, I don't get it.
You're not racist. You're just exhausted. That's when my doctor prescribed me Civilize. Not to make it better, just so I could keep my mouth shut and walk away.
With Civilize, you don't hear the ignorance. You don't feel the heat. You just move forward.
Hell no. You don't hear any of it.
Civilize. I don't even hear it anymore.
That is one of the only drugs I could probably get behind, guys. I don't know what your thoughts are on it. I think it's hilarious. Thank you. I believe Shell submitted that one, so that's wonderful. You have Elon Musk here, guys. This one's good. May trigger some people. You're right. You are right. I was born a man, but I identify as a woman. Who are you to judge? Sir, I identify as a judge. Like, yeah, what are you going to do now? If I identify it as, you have to respect it, right? That's the rules. I think it's just silly, guys. But that's the rules. Silly, guys. But those are the rules you made. Oh, Sam, conservative alternative leftist logic in a nutshell. If you outlaw abortions will just happen illegally, guys. Duh. But if you outlaw guns, we'll all be safe from gun crime. Like, they'll just go away.
Nope.
What? Oh, Gardner, one of the better memes from last episode. I had to repost it in this episode, guys. Oh, it's true. It's like the four turnings, right? Hideous has multiple meanings. The outcome is the same. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create white liberal women. White liberal women create hard times. It's true. Can anyone argue with that? It makes a lot of sense. I think that just makes a lot of sense. Mentally ill leftists shot innocent people who want to take away my guns. Like, cool story, bro, but no. That's not how that works. You don't get to take away my rights because you pumped a couple of kids full of SSRIs and turned them loose on a Catholic school. Like, that's not how that works. It's just not. So you can fuck right off on that one. You don't get to take away my rights. You don't get to take away my kids' rights because you set a bunch of crazy people loose on the world. You just don't. What's up, West Virginia? You are late again. That is true. But you know what? You are still more than welcome here, sir. Jeff said, I hope your channel name isn't a lie because it was you won't be supporting a dictator. Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. Please expound. What dictator are you referring to? Anyways, it's not. I don't support anyone just blindly. I support what's best for my kids, and I support what's best for this nation as a white, Christian, veteran, gun owner, conservative who loves the country that I fought for, and that's just the way it is. So I am a patriot, and if you don't believe me, that's fine. That's you can take your own opinion and shove it. If you agree with me, great. You can show back up. If you don't agree with me, you can also show back up. I just could not care less. But that's my stance. I do what's in the best interest of my kids and my nation. You tell me that letting criminals run rampant and immigration run rampant is better for this country instead of cracking down on both. I just don't see it, man. But good luck. Oh, we already have that one. So last one, Crispy. Oh, Crispy. I've got a couple more to pull up. I'll pull those up separately, but this is the last one with a page. Crispy, I love you, man. The greatest hoe in history, Miss Pac-Man. You give that for 25 cents. That bitch swallowed balls till she died. Crispy, this might be one of my favorite memes ever. I don't know how. Chat just got spicy. What's up, Karen? Hey, man, sometimes it happens. I'm not even worried about it. We got people every now and again, especially from YouTube, but hey, no worries. Crispy, this is good. Like I love it. This Pac-Man, she's just out there for the streets. Village Bicycle. So I already got one. Oh, Karen was the person that submitted that. Thank you, Karen. The prescription for dealing with the hood rats. But guys, this one. Here we go. Shoot a couple people. The rest will go home. I promise. I mean, that's true in any mob scene, any mob scenario. Everyone acts real tough when they've got the mob mentality, when they are all together and they're all like, yeah, hey, yeah, you right? Yeah, let's all do something stupid. And you're like, yeah. Shoot one of them. They're going to stop. Everyone's going to go, wait, whoa, hang on. We're not safe as a group anymore. Like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Like, it's weird. People start getting shot. People are like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. But don't shoot fucking kids, you weirdos. Jesus, you wouldn't think you'd have to say that to people, but apparently you progressives out there think that shooting kids is fucking okay. Fuck. Repost the live, everyone. Help us save the kids. My favorite meme. God damn it, Karen. You give me some really good memes, and I appreciate you. If all you do is consume mainstream media, this is what you get. That's why we're here, guys. That's why the show is here. That's why X is here as the #1 news site in the country, in the world, guys, so that you aren't eating this shit. Literally. The Guardian, The Hill, ABC, NBC, AP, CNN, like all. Don't be this guy. Don't be this guy, Jav. You hear me? Don't be this guy. Don't be this guy. Jav, stop eating the shit. It's not good for you. Just remember that. Thank you for sharing this one, Karen. It's very, very apt. I would put Fox on that too, by the way. I would put Fox on that list. I would put any of the mainstream medias on that list, not just progressive ones. 100%, guys. 100%. I appreciate every one of you who showed up. We are 8:30. We have been going on for we've been going on an hour. But, I appreciate every one of you who showed up. Thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow with the weekly update at 7 p.m. So remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 p.m. evening update. Saturday, 7 p.m. for the weekly update, because we need to make room to have the full show before the conversation with Adrian Dittman at 9. Shell and Christina have their Bible space on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We are also back with, or we'll be starting hopefully in the coming week. We have two vets and a gardener. We'll be interviewing myself and Chatban on the first episode. Monday at 8:45 p.m. Tuesday, 8:45 p.m. we have the topic exchange with Questionable Gardener. Myself and Shell as co-hosts. I look forward to seeing you guys out there. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for submitting your memes. Don't forget to submit some more memes for tomorrow night, guys. But I love you all. Take care of yourselves, and God bless. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.